Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This post is the Tarot portion in the second half of my daily astrology broadcast, which you can see on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Here I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. We'll do a quick rundown of the day's aspects and transits before we play another card, which usually gives us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that sits on the side of the page right now is the Three of Cups. And Three of Cups represents astrologically the second decan, or the second 10 days of the sun's transit in Cancer. So here we are smack in the middle of the sun's transit in Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. Cups are water in Tarot. And that water element is really about, it's really about our feelings, how things feel to us. Okay, so our emotions, our intuitions, our connections and attachments to people and things, and also sort of our fertile capacity, our capacity to create. In this card, the Three of Cups, we see a scene of friendship and, sort of these people just celebrating their friendship and the fact that they have this time together. It represents sort of community. You see that these people have probably been picking grapes together. They are in a joyous sort of arrangement there. They're dancing with each other. And, they're experiencing a lot of like loving unity and camaraderie. It's a very social vibe. And it reminds us that we can invest time in those we like to keep close to us. Okay, and with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some cards while I remind myself and the cards that the sun is in Cancer, and so is Mercury. So sun in Cancer, this is a time, it's a really emotional time of year. It's a time when we seek to sort of initiate care and protection. It's also a time because Cancer is the 10th house right now, when we express our ambitions and motivations. And Cancer does have an ambitious vibe to it, okay? So this can look like putting ourselves out there in terms of the care we have to provide and connecting with other people on an emotional level, possibly to gain their support. So Mercury in Cancer, also our thoughts and plans kind of become filtered through our emotions. We have to keep our dedicated goals in mind so we don't wind up making choices based on emotion that we won't recognize later. And, where we might be a little less direct in our communication, we also have a really good insight to our intuitions and our emotions at this time. So that's Mercury in Cancer. The moon is a first quarter moon today in Libra. So we're switching from intending and planning into action mode as of today. So the moon in Libra is a time when we seek out balance in our relationships and in the work that we do. We seek out balance in our lives in general, but especially in our personal lives right there. And with the waxing moon, we also have this vibe of increase. So that moon in Libra, that cardinal air, is there to initiate the intellectual approach to taking care of business and getting things done. On the moon side of the page today, moon goes in opposition to Jupiter this morning. We have very generous hearts. We feel open and expansive. We notice the growth that we've gone through. We want to share with others, share what we have, but also to share about ourselves with others. And that's great. The opposition says avoid oversharing. It's possible to share with somebody or give to somebody so much that you create an imbalance, and then they don't know how to, stay engaged in the in the interaction. Moon trine Venus comes around at about 1 o'clock in the morning, but it's also kind of a loving and sexy vibe. So if you're up at 1 in the morning and you're with somebody that you really like and you want some more attention and affection from them, it's a good time to ask. That trine vibration is almost a blessing, saying, whatever you feel, you can get it. On the sun side of the page, yeah, you can get it, baby. On the sun side of the page today, Venus goes sextile to Chiron, so we're seeking solutions, especially in our loving relationships, but also in our relationship to our financial side of things. Also, Sun goes square to Moon. That is the indicator for the culminative point of that first quarter moon, and it says, okay, now it's time to swing into action. It's time to take care of business. Sun in the ongoing column is square to Jupiter just through today. This has been here with us for, I guess, probably about a week. What you focus on grows. Wherever you've been putting your attention and your energy, and specifically your efforts, your actual actions in the world, whatever you've been putting your attention on is expanding in positive ways for you. So that's great. And that square aspect, again, just really asks you to watch your behavior, to not become arrogant or sloppy or lazy because you think success is just a given. Success is not a given. You always have to be putting in, all right? And then Mercury is sextile to Mars at this time through the 9th, and this speeds up our activity. It makes us more confident and assured. It makes us really smart and strategic in the moves that we make. And that's really helpful because we also have Mars square to Pluto here. Mars square to Pluto, this is all about activity and power, like how we act to get the power, right? So nothing wrong with wanting power, nothing wrong with wanting that raise, that better position, more recognition for the work you do, whatever it is that next step that you're working toward that you think represents a more powerful position for you. There's nothing wrong with going for it, but we have to be kind. We want to have friends when we get there. It's really how we treat people on the way to getting what we want that is really gonna make it a win for us, okay, or a loss. Because you can absolutely get what you want. It's probably there for you to take, and you just have to jump through some hoops. Just don't stand on anybody's head or push anybody out of the way. That's the kind of advice there, especially because you have this speed, and so we can probably very efficiently make our moves at this time. We just want to be careful about the way we treat people. Pluto is retrograde, Saturn is retrograde, Neptune is retrograde. We are going through some deep and total changes, friends. We are looking at the very foundations of our personal characters and watching changes happen, going through changes, stepping into changes because we know they have to happen, avoiding stepping into changes even though we know they have to happen. Neptune went retrograde, and basically it's like, maybe there are some truths you have been hiding from, and Neptune is here to show it to you, okay? Neptune is here to make transparent everything you've had sort of covering up whatever it is that you use to hold you back, okay? So whatever excuses you have or whatever false pretenses you've been operating under, hopefully at this time they'll become untenable to you. They will be obvious. Saturn Aquarius is all about the stability that we have in the context of community, and working on ourselves to make sure that our community is a more secure place. And Pluto is just about those deep and total changes and those things that we cling to that we know are holding us back. It's time to cut the cord, folks. It's time to start letting go and moving forward with the positive growth. And with that said, we got the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so we have Cups and Pentacles. That's water and earth. Very creative combination, right? You can make a lot of things just out of mud or clay. Two of Pentacles is, like I said, it's earth, so it's about our health, our wealth, and our finances. It's about your body, and it's about the physical stuff of value that you have in the world. And so it's also about your money. And it really kind of says that things can be, first of all, balancing your finances, it can be a little bit emotional. It can be a little bit difficult, okay? You've got to really have a good idea how you're going to stay afloat, all right? You've got to have your thinking cap on to balance those pentacles. You can't just let them flow through your hands, right? But, that balance is often a balance between getting what I want in the now and getting what I want in the long run, having what I need right now and having what I need in the long run. Almost everybody struggles to get their relationship to their finances in a good balance, and a lot of us also struggle to get our relationship to our physical health into a good balance. So that's what that sort of represents is, there is a balance to be struck. And that infinity symbol that sort of wraps around both of the coins, it says that this is going to require basically your excuse me, basically your constant conscious attention, okay? When you're staying on top of your finances, you don't go a day without checking your balances. You don't go a day without making sure that things are going the way you think that they're supposed to, the way you have planned for them to, okay? Letting things go, not paying attention, that's a good way to drop some pennies in the water there, right? And then they're lost. So, take care of business. Be on top of your pentacles. Be assertive about getting that raise or something if you need it, because obviously it's easier to balance. Obviously, it's easier to balance more money, or I guess I would assume so. Mercury sextile to Mars there also gives us sort of this quickness, this alacrity, this ability to really pay attention. So it's a good time, if you have not been on top of your finances lately or on top of your relationship to your body lately, to start thinking about that. What you focus on is going to grow. And listen, that's a good fortune aspect. It's here with us just through today. It's been with us for about a week, but honestly, it's all the time what you focus on grows. And this is just sort of a special booster there that says, yeah, Jupiter's really paying attention to what you're focusing on, right? But at all times, whatever you're focusing on is going to grow positively in your life. Taken together with the Three of Cups, I'm reminded of, when we were teenagers and I would hang out with my best friend, and we both worked jobs, and so whatever money we had between us was just community money. I think we called it community money, but it's really just between the two of us. And if we had $12 between us, then we could get some fried raviolis at the mall and a soda or something like that. So when you're struggling to balance your pentacles, when you're struggling to get a handle on your relationship to your body, or you're struggling to get a handle on your relationship to your money, your resources, your finances, it's okay to, call a friend. Reach out to somebody who knows you and sees you and celebrates you and supports you, and, see if they can help you find some accountability. I mean, sometimes we can all use a little accountability partner, right? So, friends make great resources in lots of ways, is sort of what I'm getting from this series of like tarot pairings that we're doing. Is like, if you're struggling with something, maybe check in with your friends, check in with people who know you pretty well. Or again, there's a lot of maiden, mother, and crone, just, women in general, helping one another and supporting and uplifting one another vibe here. So, ask somebody who knows and whom you trust, because you see that person doing well. You see somebody who's striking that balance very well. Maybe you want to get to know them a little bit better. Maybe they can help you figure this out. Okay, that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.